Have you ever sat alone and argued with yourself? Silently? No shouting, no drama, just you, staring at the ceiling, knowing exactly what the right decision is, and still feeling pulled in the opposite direction. That quiet tension, that heavy confusion, that's the real battlefield. Not the world, not your enemies, not your circumstances. The hardest battle we fight is between what we know and what we feel. There was a man named David who understood his situation perfectly. He knew the routine he needed to build. He knew the habit he needed to drop. He knew the environment he had outgrown. He wasn't lacking advice. He wasn't lacking clarity. If someone else were in his shoes, he could explain the solution step by step. But when it came to himself, everything got complicated. Because logic speaks calmly, emotion speaks urgently, and urgency feels more real. There was a period in David's life where he stayed committed to something that was clearly draining him. He saw the red flags. He felt the exhaustion. He recognized the imbalance. His mind said, "This isn't healthy." But his heart responded, "It wasn't always like this. Maybe it'll change. You've invested too much to walk away." So he stayed longer than he should have. Not because he was foolish, but because feelings can be louder than facts. And that's what makes this battle so dangerous. You can know that discipline will improve your future, but in the morning, comfort feels more convincing. You can know that consistency builds success, but scrolling feels easier than starting. You can know your worth, but still crave validation from the wrong places. It's not that you don't understand. It's that understanding doesn't automatically override emotion. And here's what most people misunderstand. Knowing something intellectually does not mean you've emotionally accepted it. There's a gap between awareness and alignment, and that gap is where we suffer. There was a night when David finally admitted something to himself. He was tired, not of life, but of fighting the same internal war. Tired of saying, "I know better," and then doing otherwise. Tired of promising himself change, and breaking that promise quietly. And in that moment of honesty, he realized something powerful. His emotions weren't evil. They were untrained. Emotions are natural. They're signals. But signals aren't commands. Fear signals uncertainty. Attachment signals familiarity. Comfort signals safety. But safety doesn't always mean growth. And familiarity doesn't always mean healthy. The problem begins when we treat every feeling as truth. Feelings are real, but they are not always reliable. Your mind is wired for logic, patterns, and long-term thinking. Your emotions are wired for protection and immediate relief. So when they clash, it's really long-term vision fighting short-term comfort. Think about how many times you've said, "I know I need to change." That sentence alone proves something. You are not confused about your potential. You are conflicted about your emotions. And conflict drains energy. It's exhausting to carry knowledge without action. It feels like living in two different identities. One version of you sees the bigger picture. The other version just wants relief. Relief from stress. Relief from loneliness. Relief from discomfort. And relief is powerful, because discomfort feels threatening even when it's necessary. That man started noticing a pattern. Every time he was about to level up, he felt resistance. Before waking up early, resistance. Before setting boundaries, resistance. Before starting something meaningful, resistance. And he used to interpret that resistance as a sign to stop. Until one day he asked himself a different question. What if this discomfort isn't a warning, but a doorway? That question changed everything. Because growth rarely feels good in the beginning. Feels uncertain. Feels unfamiliar. Feels risky. But staying stuck feels familiar. And the human brain prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar growth. That's why people stay in situations they've already outgrown. That's why habits repeat even after we promise change. It's not ignorance. It's emotional attachment to comfort. The breakthrough didn't happen when David learned something new. It happened when he decided that his future deserved more authority than his feelings. He stopped trying to eliminate emotion. Instead, he started pausing before obeying it. When he felt the urge to quit, he waited. When he felt the urge to go back, he paused. When he felt overwhelmed, he questioned the feeling instead of surrendering to it. Is this fear, or is this growth? Is this love, or just attachment? Is this exhaustion, or avoidance? Slowing down the reaction gave logic time to speak. And logic doesn't shout. It whispers. That's why so many people miss it. Emotion is immediate. Wisdom is patient. There's a powerful truth most people don't realize. Your emotions are shaped by your past. Your logic is shaped by your vision. So when they fight, it's your past arguing with your future. And whichever one you repeatedly obey becomes your life. This doesn't mean you ignore your feelings. It means you lead them. You acknowledge fear, but you don't let it drive. You acknowledge sadness, but you don't let it define. You acknowledge attachment, but you don't let it trap. David didn't become perfect overnight. He still felt the pull. He still felt doubt. But he made one quiet decision. I will not let temporary emotions control permanent outcomes. And slowly something shifted. Not dramatically, but consistently. He began winning small internal battles. And every small win built something powerful: self-trust. Self-trust is what happens when your actions align with what you know. And once you trust yourself, the internal war gets quieter. Because now your heart starts respecting your mind. So if you're feeling torn right now, if you feel like you know what to do, but you're struggling to do it, understand this: you are not weak. You are at war with comfort. And comfort rarely surrenders easily. But the version of you that you admire, the disciplined one, the confident one, the peaceful one, that version isn't emotionless. That version simply learned how to lead their emotions instead of being led by them. The hardest battle you'll ever fight won't be visible. It will happen in silence, in those private moments of decision, when your mind says, move forward, and your feelings say, stay. And in that moment, that invisible, quiet moment, your future is decided. So the real question is, when your heart disagrees with your mind, who do you let win? If you've chosen growth over comfort, like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next video.